Sonic Beats.
What's up YouTube, it's Hani here from Bumblebee Technology, and we are now in November of 2015 and all the major smartphone releases have now occurred. We have seen devices like the new iPhone, the Galaxy series, and the new Nexus lineup. But 2015 was a different year for smartphones. And I say that because, usually when you hear the term flagship, you hear the price point of these devices are usually between $700 to maybe $1,000 off contract. But 2015 was a year where manufacturers moved back. And I say that because instead of putting their flagships at a pretty expensive price, they sort of, let loose and put their price point at an affordable range to generate more sales. And if you notice throughout 2015, we've seen a bunch of manufacturers move towards this strategy. So in this video, I go over the top 5 budget smartphones of 2015. So let's get started. The first device on my list is the Google Nexus 5X. This is a device recently announced by Google, and it is the successor to the very popular Nexus 5 from a couple of years ago. The reason it is on this list is because it has great specifications, including a Snapdragon 808 processor, a 5.2-inch 1080p display, and a 12 megapixel camera. It also has amazing software as it runs pure vanilla Android Marshmallow, which brings along a bunch of features like Nexus Imprint and Doze. So if you're a fan of stock Android, then this is a perfect device at only $499. The Nexus 5X also has some unique features such as a blazing fast fingerprint scanner. All in all, the Nexus 5X is a great value, and again, just like the Nexus 5, for a very powerful smartphone. Next up, we have the OnePlus 2, the successor to last year's OnePlus 1, which was a great phone for a great price. This year's OnePlus 2 is even better, with a better and more premium design and better specifications, including a Snapdragon 810 CPU, a 5.5-inch 1080p HD display, a 3000 mAh battery, and a 13 megapixel camera. Along with that, the OnePlus 2 runs Oxygen OS, a new operating system by OnePlus based on Android Lollipop, which brings a bunch of useful tweaks and features to stock Android. Overall, the OnePlus 2 is a fantastic smartphone with, again, for another year in a row, an amazing price point of $399. The third phone on my list is another phone from OnePlus, and it is the OnePlus X. This is a phone that recently came out and has caught the attention of many. This is mostly because of the fantastic design, in which OnePlus added a dual glass phone with metal side rails. This phone absolutely screams premium. Along with that, the OnePlus X has a Snapdragon 801 CPU, a 5-inch 1080p HD display, and a 13 megapixel camera. The OnePlus X, just like the OnePlus 2, runs Oxygen OS, which, as I mentioned earlier, provides a ton of customization to stock Android. But finally, the OnePlus X also offers some great features such as the alert slider, which allows you to change notification settings on your phone with ease. It also has expandable storage via micro SD card up to 128 gigabytes. Now the OnePlus X sounds like a fantastic smartphone, but it gets better with the price, as the price point of this device starts at $250 off contract, which is an incredible deal for a smartphone with so much capability. Next up on my list is the Moto X Style from Motorola. This was a surprise addition to this list, as the Moto X is Motorola's flagship device, and the fact that it is under $500 outright is just amazing. But with the flagship title, there must be some flagship features, and the Moto X is no slouch in that department. It all starts with the specs, in which the Moto X Style includes a Snapdragon 808 CPU, a massive 5.7-inch Quad HD display, 3GB of RAM, and a 21 megapixel camera on the back. Along with that, the Moto X Style has some great software, in which it is basically stock Android Lollipop with Motorola's touch of useful features that many people love, such as Moto Display and Moto Voice. But the main reason the Moto X is a good deal is because you can customize the hell out of the thing via Moto Maker. You can choose between a plethora of colors and accents to really make this phone your own. Overall, the Moto X Style is an amazing smartphone, and for only $500 unlocked, it is absolutely a great deal. But the number one smartphone on my list is none other than Google's Nexus 6P, the successor to last year's Nexus 6. The Nexus 6P is Google's flagship offering this year, along with the Nexus 5X. With that, this year, Google partnered with Huawei to produce what many people believe to be the best Nexus phone to date. It all starts with the design, in which Google has ditched the plastic from previous generations and went with an all aluminum build, and it looks amazing. Along with the great design, the Nexus 6P has some great specifications, such as a 5.7-inch Quad HD display, a Snapdragon 810 CPU, 3GB of RAM, and a 12-megapixel camera. But that's not all. There are also great features such as a blazing fast fingerprint scanner on the back. Finally, the highlight of the Nexus 6P is the software, as since it bears the Nexus name, it has the latest version of Android, which is Android 6.0 Marshmallow, and that brings along great features, as I mentioned earlier, like Doze and Android Pay. Overall, the Nexus 6P is a great smartphone for a fantastic and affordable price for $500 unlocked. It has the perfect balance of specs, design, and software to make it a great phone, which is why it came out to be the number one phone on my list. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, give the video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoy these sort of types of videos or not. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And as always, I'm Hani from Bumblebee Technology, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.